Hello everybody, this is the 40k blog. This is from my new flat. Yeah, I still got a lot of things to do, obviously, but I measured the place up and I can get my 40k table in here, so I can play games at home in my living room. That's the result. Actually, I'm going to be starting off again on 9th edition. I haven't played 9th edition yet because obviously my life's been turned upside down the last 3 months. But I've got to get the Admech book, the Psychic Awakening one, and then I've also got to get the 9th edition rules and the I can't remember what they call it now. The early one. My brain's dead today. But anyway, yeah, I've got to get quite a few books, and I've got quite a lot of money I've got to spend on the flat, so it's going to have to all get in line. But yeah, you know, it should be all right. Also, I've been talking to my mate about this, and I was saying about how he spent command points on detachments now, and I was thinking about that, right? If you spend command points on attachments, and the bigger the detachment, the less command points you're going to be spending on detachments. Therefore, GW seem to be favouring larger detachments now over smaller ones. So if you've got a well-balanced army, you'll be able to go for the larger detachments. If you've got a small army designed for competition play with specific units in it, then you're going to spend a lot of your command points just getting the detachments you want. So I think GW have introduced that simply because they wanted to, make people build a more balanced army. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know, because let's face it, COVID screwed everything up, so we won't really see until the COVID thing's over. But I think if the command points are worth anything at all, and the stratagems are worth anything, then it should make a difference because people want to save as many points back as possible. On the other hand, you've got SARS like the Thousand Suns. Now the Thousand Suns, their psychic powers basically make most command points redundant for them because they can just cast the power and do things. So it's, because let's face it, they can do that in addition. I mean, there might be different in 9th edition, I haven't read it yet, but it says you can do that in addition to shooting. So, they can basically conjure up stratagems, or rather things that are more useful than stratagems actually. So anything of a psychic army, although my understanding is they've lost the Brotherhood of Psychers rule because that was in the main rules and it's not in the 9th edition rules. So that's changing things. But to be honest, I scattered my powers about from my forces anyway. I used my Rubik Marines and the Sorcerers, the Aspiring Sorcerer there, as a way of getting off Smite, because basically Smite was, if you have like a lot of Rubik Marines on the board, one of them's going to see something worth smiting. Plus, I usually give them, something useful, to buff the troops around them as well. And I quite often hit the thing where several of these troops had the same power, and once one of them cast it, the rest of them couldn't cast anything. So it didn't make any difference to me. That guy at the back there, Kairos Fate Weaver, I haven't fielded him since I got him, because quite frankly, when I'm playing 40k, I think fielding units that size, when the opponent isn't really up for taking it down, it's a little bit like, making the game really dull. But he's been getting better in the last few games we've played, so Kairos might be making an appearance. And since the rules for him haven't been come out yet, it'll be the old rules I'll be playing under. And in the old rules, he's been alright, he's quite cheap, for what he is. So he's a spell casting thing, and he gets a buff, I can't remember how many points it is, but it means he can cast Smite fairly easily. So he's kind of like a walking, talking exception to this new rule where the Brotherhood of Psychers is missing because he's already got bonuses to help him cast Spite, so on every other spell, so it won't make any difference for him. On the topic of Chaos and Admech, I've got quite a bit of rules, quite a bit to do with the Admech set to bring them up to the new spec. But my old armour was quite balanced anyway, so it wasn't too bad. It's just like another tank. I'm not completely sold on the new units, to be honest. they do need a fast attack, but I've already had fast attack with the Dragoons. So whether the others are worth it or not, I don't know. Right, but I'll see. But these are topics for another video. Also, the Chaos. I don't know if you've noticed, but all these new units that they advertised when they released the last Chaos Codex have only ever been released in 2 box sets. One of them was, I can't remember what they call it, it was Ultramarines versus Chaos, I think it was. Or was it Dark Angels? I can't remember. Says the other one was the starter set. And there are some units you just haven't been able to get. The Venom Crawler, for instance, right, is only available now in 1 box set. So they haven't really released them individually yet. And they're already starting a new edition of the rules. So the last Codex, the last Chaos Codex, didn't really make any difference from the previous one because most of the units in it weren't available for the lifetime of the Codex. They just didn't make them available generally as individual units. So as a consequence, people went from Chaos Mark 1 Codex to Chaos Mark 2 Codex, didn't really get value for money because there was no other changes of the new units, and the new units still aren't really readily available outside of the starter set. So we got ripped off a bit there. I think GW should probably give away the next Chaos Codex to make up for that, because there was no reason for us to upgrade to these Codex 2 if they were never going to release the units individually. So yeah, anyway, on the topic of Ultramarines, which my mate plays, he has this thing called, I think it's Tactical Retreat. It's where he hides his war boss or warlord, you know, behind the lines, and he's sculpted behind a building. And I end up killing my way to him. So yeah, I used to run Ultramarines back in the day, back in first edition with the Rogue Trader rules. My whole army was Ultramarines back then. Ultramarines, Orcs and Elder. Today I've got Chaos Spacemarines, 1,000 Suns, some Demons, and Admech. So, but I've got rules for quite a few of the things because I found it fascinating, the whole thing. Also, I just got offered on Audible 4 months for half price. So I'm going to use that to pick up a few more audio books. But one word of warning, right, because I've not got the internet here, I've noticed this. If I try playing Audible on my Amazon Fire, then what happens is when I actually just pause it and go and do something and come back, it tries to sync with the internet. When it can't do it, it errors out and won't play again. So the Amazon Fire can't be used offline for Audible. So it's absolutely useless. I put it on my phone anyway so I can have a listen. Because my phone's got data so it can sync. But anyway, you get the idea. But anyway, the 40k is coming back into the forefront of my mind now. What I'm going to do first, I don't know. But I'm interested in exploring. I mean, 1,000 Suns are a little bit. You've got to really go for the weird stuff. You know, like that bad boy there, the Vortex Beast, and Zangors and stuff like that to really spice them up. But not really sure about demons. I don't think you need demons with 1,000 Suns. It'd be nice to have a few just to mix it up a bit, but I think 1,000 Suns, once you've had all the Zangors and stuff from the Codex, they're actually quite interesting. You know, they're not very flexible though, shall we say. But you know, the 1,000 Suns, you know, what was it? The Rubik rules and stuff like that just make a massive difference to the gameplay. I was actually going to go for was it Death Guard? But they move so slowly, and I'm really a faster player than that, so probably not. Elder, maybe. I used to like playing Elder back in the day. I always felt though that the Aspect Warriors were poorly worked out, because let's face it, right, you'd have to take one of every set to cover your ass, and that's a lot of points for 5-man unit. I ended up taking lots of Guardians, you know, so. But anyway, I did like the War Walkers and stuff though, you know, Dreadnoughts, all the Dreadnoughts back in the day, they were quite good, they're very good, well designed. I had them adapted Titanicus back, you know, early 90s, and I had some Elder Titans on that. You always have the same problem, whenever you make anything out of metal, and it's joined on the hip bar like that. It's one little point, it always fell apart. But they look nice, they look really nice as well. Anyway, the internet's connected in this place on the 14th. That's when I get to use this house full time for everything I want to do. And hopefully by then things will be a little bit more together. But most of my gear now is in the new place. There's a few things, tables and computers and stuff that aren't here yet. But yeah, most of my stuff is here now. So if I want to do anything, I've got to come to my own place to do it, which is how it should be, isn't it? Anyway, as you say, I'm thinking about 40k. I'm actually going to put some 40k posters up on the walls because I can. There's no woman there to tell me not to anymore. And I'll make it look a little bit more homely. Right, see you in the next one.